What up? What up? What up? It is Wednesday again, and you know what that means. It's time for the Cabrini Kid podcast show. I am your host, the champ, the Cabrini Kid himself, David Haywood. Over to my left, I have KP. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, what's going on? It is your boy, Keinon, otherwise known as KP. Let's get it.
And Kadriana will not be joining us today. She had another engagement, but she will be missed, I am sure.
We miss you.
All right, so we're gonna kick it off. Somebody requested that we touch on a subject that a lot of people have some interaction with: baby mamas. They wanted us to talk about baby mamas and go over some finer points of dealing with them. Since of the two of us, I am the one who has a child's mother. So obviously I have some intimate experiences with that. KP, you have not crossed that threshold as of yet.
Nah.
What have you heard? What have you heard about baby mamas?
Man, of course I don't have any kids.
Right.
So I can only go off, things that, that I've heard, or, the fellas, or, friends that are females. And, there are some people that have, a great co-parenting relationship, and, it's definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are some that I suppose it's a living nightmare. Like, it's an absolute living nightmare. So, and it sucks when you may have that person who's a living nightmare and you're trying to date other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then that person could cause interruptions in relationships and future relationships and things of that nature. It sucks. And if that person is a nightmare, you just hope and pray that they find someone to occupy their time. But I mean, like, for the most part, I think I've heard maybe like 60-40, 60 being horror stories, 40 being the co-parenting is pretty solid, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is there's really like two things to take into consideration, right? There's a child being born, or was a child who was born, and then there was a relationship, right?
Right.
Those two things have to be working a certain way for obviously everything to work perfectly. If one of those things is off, it could throw off the other thing. If y'all have differences on how to parent, that could throw off the relationship. If y'all are not having a great relationship, that could throw off the parenting. And one thing that I always said was, you can always tell who didn't want the relationship to end in a situation like that, right? And I think for people who see a lot of turmoil, when you see a lot of turmoil in situations where someone splits from the mother of their child, there's unresolved emotions there, and that leads to a lot of animosity. That's not saying that the dude cheated. Maybe he left the woman because she cheated, or he wanted to be with her and she just she wasn't feeling him no more, or whatever the case was. A lot of times, one of the two people did not want the relationship to end. And that's what causes animosity. And unfortunately, the child gets, caught in the middle of that.
Yeah, and that's the very unfortunate part, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, like regardless of them like wanting it to end or not, like what gives them the right to cause issues in that person trying to move on to something that will make them happy, which in turn will make their child happy.
Well, and I think that from a man's perspective, men don't. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Men will leave a relationship and know that I'm going to be fine moving on. May take me a minute to get my situation together, but I'm going to move on and I'll be fine. I don't know if women feel that way. And I think that because, like I said, especially if there's unresolved emotions there, if the guy moves on and now he's got a girlfriend after 2-3 months and y'all just split, the woman that he just left with the child is going to be like, oh, if that's how it is, you just okay, I'm going to go out and get me a man to spite his situation. Or it could be the other way around, right? The woman goes out and she says, you know what? I deserve to be happy. She moves on. She finds somebody. And the guy might say, oh, you just going to move on like that? You just going to leave me like that? Okay, well, I'm going to go. And then he'll go and get with somebody who's probably not the best option.
Right.
Just to kind of throw it in her face. So I think you'll see that too. And when you say like what gives the other person the right to impede your happiness, they don't have the right to do that, but because they feel personally wronged, that supersedes them being able to put the child's needs first.
Yeah, and that's the part that is jacked up, right?
Yeah.
If you are dating someone and you are enjoying their company, but you have your baby moms who is absolutely delulu and she's crazy and she's causing these issues in your relationship, how long is that other female or male supposed to put up with that?
Oh, I mean, it depends on how much they like you. It really depends on how much they like you, because when I was dating and I would meet a woman who had, a child or one or two children or whatever, that was one of the first questions I would ask them. What's your relationship like with your child's dad? And you would hear everything from we can't even be in the same room to we're best friends and we still hang out from time to time. Like, you will hear everything in between. And as the other person, you kind of got to decide what you're comfortable with. But I also feel like it's the person that you're dating that has the child, it's their responsibility to make you comfortable with what's going on their end. For instance, and this was never my situation, but if I had a crazy baby mom, I can't just expect the next woman I date to be okay with it. I have to make her feel comfortable in that situation. If I'm just like, oh, that's my baby mom, she crazy, she get like that, that's not helping her feel any better about the situation. And she probably not going to stick around long. But if you're like, here's what's going on, I'm communicating with you, here's everything that you need to know, she going to feel like you being open and honest. And she probably will stick through it a little bit further, depending on the level of craziness. So,
so how about so you expect, you as a man, you would expect that person, even though you said that she's a little off, you were upfront with her, the new girl, even though she said, okay, I understand, I like you, I'm going to stick this out because I do like you, how much do you expect for that person to put up with when that baby mom's is constantly doing things?
It's always something.
It's always something. Like, it's always something.
I mean, like if I really like her, I'm gonna want her to put up with a lot, which is not.
How's that fair? That's not fair to the.
That's not fair to her. And it's selfish because you know that you're not doing it. You're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, but the other part of your situation is making it very difficult for you. If that person decides, you know what, this is too much for me, I have to walk away just because I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, and it sucks, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Wait, pause. We gotta say what's up. Megan checked in.
Pardo was good. Megan?
Pardo says the biggest decision you will ever make is who you have a child with over marriage. I agree with that. I would agree with that. A lot of people think it stops at 18 years, and it doesn't. No. She also said, "What is on your head, KP?"
It's the same thing that was on my head last week.
That's his mic.
Oh man, I'm trying to be professional.
What were you about to say though?
So you knowing that your girl is your baby mom's is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you just lose this great girl that has put up with so much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think in your heart of all hearts that you can have a functional relationship with someone else while this person interjects themselves on purpose and has a history of every single time you date someone, they interject themselves in some way or another in a very drastic way, and it's nonstop? So this isn't the first time.
Right. So you're saying, do you think that at some point you can make it work with somebody?
Yeah, because do you think are you destined to just not be in a relationship, or are you destined to just wait until someone meets her and she falls in love with someone and she leaves you alone? How would you feel as a man?
I mean, as a man, I think I would get to the point where you
guys have a kid together,
right?
A younger child too,
right? And I think that at some point you break. I think at some point you have to have a strong conversation with her.
It's already been done. You taking her to court and everything, and she still acts up. What do you do? What do you do?
I mean, I feel like that's next level stress, which probably could lead to depression, because especially if you're a guy who, you have means, you take care of yourself.
Yep.
You do the things that you're supposed to do. Your life's in a good spot, except for this thing. You're always going to have options to meet women, right? So you're going to see all these options and say, if I meet her, or if we go out and we start dating and she learns about my situation and it becomes an issue, I can't circle back on her for at least the next 8, 9, 10 years, right? Because my situation is not going to have changed. So you might put that off. You may spend time dealing with women who you may not necessarily be interested in, but they just are, to fill the time. But that's a temporary fix, right? You want to be in a fruitful, loving relationship, and just doing that is going to keep you from it. So I don't know. I feel like you would kind of get to the point where you would just get depressed about it, and it's unfortunate, but if you don't have an opportunity to speak to somebody about what's going on and you bottle it up, then it's going to show itself in very negative ways, right? Like I have a friend who is kind of in a situation like that, kind of not. And they have very different ideas on parenting. The relationship broke down between the two of them, so they don't have that. But he has me to talk to,
Right.
about the things that he goes through. He has that outlet, and if you don't have that outlet, then I think that that's when it can become detrimental to you. If you have an outlet and you just get frustrated one day and you have somebody to talk to, it's not as bad as just, bottling it up. Megan says, I can't even imagine subjecting my kids to that type of mother. Right. Like I hear stories all the time and I'm just like, I can't imagine being in a situation like that. Like just as being a man every day, dealing with the things you're going to have to deal with in that regard alone is enough to stress you out. But then you add on top of that, having to have a conversation with somebody and it's going to end in an argument, in some way, shape, or form. That's probably how a lot of people snap.
Man, that's the worst in general. Like when you're about to have an argument with someone, and anytime you talk to them, it's like, damn, it's just like,
let me call her so I can schedule this pickup. And then it turns into, why you want to get them Friday? Why can't you get them? No, you want to pick them up on Saturday. Why you want to pick them up on Friday? Or you must got you a date. You going out? Why you always going out? Come get them on Friday instead. See, this was wrong. And
yeah,
a lot of guys will react a certain way to that.
I mean, I totally believe in Pardo's statement when she said about it's the biggest decision, because if you just have like an oopsie baby and then, you and a person don't get along because of the oopsie baby, it's just like, damn, it's going to be it could be brutal. But again, I don't have any kids, so I don't really know how brutal it can be. I can just, I've seen people in very difficult positions because of, their past relationship, like with their baby moms.
I mean, I would say that there's a lot of different factors that go into raising a child that vary by the person. You'll hear people say kids are so expensive. I didn't really think it was that expensive. My son's 10 now, but when he was a baby, I didn't think buying like diapers and baby food, I didn't think it was expensive, but to other people that might be expensive. If you don't have a support system around you, then you're going to feel like you're kind of on an island, right? Like if you say, hey, if you don't have someone to babysit, so that you can go out and go do like a job interview or go do whatever. If you don't have that, then you're gonna feel like you're on an island. So I think emotionally, the factors that play into raising a child probably are a lot more important than the other things, because like you'll always be able to get the necessities. Geneva says, this is why people like me don't have children. You never know how someone is going to act when you break up. You hope you know, but when people getting their feelings, people start getting their feelings hurt. And it's different. I think that if we're in love and you love me and we break up and we have a child together, but now you treat me differently or you see me differently, that's going to affect how we interact. And it shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case.
Man, I'm with Geneva. I'm all about the dink lifestyle. I'm all about the dink lifestyle for sure. You know what the dink lifestyle is, right?
Dink?
Yeah.
No.
The dink lifestyle is double income, no kids.
Megan said, I believe if you truly care about your child, you will learn to build bridges with the other parent. Most arguments are from jealousy, control, resentment, and they have very little to do with the actual child. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think that a lot of times you will have one parent who's not being responsible and making the other parent carry all the weight, which comes out in resentment. Instead of having a conversation about it, it's you didn't pick them up on Friday again. I got to go do this. And that turns into an argument. So if both people are being responsible, if both people are doing what they're supposed to do, it should run smoothly. Now, you add in, like I said, any unresolved emotions, if it was a bad breakup, if y'all have ties still together that y'all are trying to work through, that could be an issue too. So
I think she's laughing at me, but
yeah.
dink lifestyle, baby.
Income, no kids.
That's a thing. Like I saw it somewhere, like a few years ago. Like it's a thing. I mean, if the other person has kids, of course. I mean, yeah, whatever. But yeah, dink lifestyle.
So do you? But do you want to have kids?
No, I don't think so.
At all?
No, I'm too selfish. To be honest with you. I've been very aware of that for a long time. And when I say selfish, it's not the fact that, like, if I want something, I want it. So, like with the child, that child comes first.
Yeah.
And their needs come first. Their doctor's appointment comes first.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So I can't want, to go on a trip, or I can't want to get the latest Air Max or whatever if I have a child, So, especially in this economy, like regardless if you see, she can't even give me props for being aware. I'm aware. Especially in this economy where it's regardless if you make six figures or not. I mean, sometimes it's tough out here,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like you can be persuaded by the right woman
to have a child?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because haven't met her. Because you haven't met her yet. Like there's never been a woman where you said, I would do anything for you.
Yeah, there has been. And there definitely has been. But kids,
it's different. Kids is different. It's not like buying a car.
Right. And the one that I said that I would do anything for is she didn't want kids either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I just don't like my dad sometimes says, don't you want to have a legacy? And that's the only thing that makes me remotely think about it.
Right.
Remotely think about it. That's the only thing, because again, Geneva's going to probably roll her eyes or say something. She's going to do some kind of emoji or say, I told you so. But I'm the baby, and I'm my dad's only child.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say. I mean, my sister is my sister. Like I don't consider her a half sister, but we have different dads. And
Right.
as I mentioned, I'm my dad's only child. Um, so if you could say not only I'm a baby and an only child to some degree, having a legacy of the last name Perkins would be nice, but I just don't see it happening.
I mean, there's a lot that goes in between. There's a lot that goes in between the A to Z of that. Geneva says, "No, I commend you. It's a lot of work to be a parent. I don't know how my mother raised 5 of us, feeding us, going to all our games. It sounds tiring and expensive."
Yeah, it's no, yeah, it's super. I commend all parents. I don't know how you guys do it, especially for those that have multiple kids. Like I commend parents. It's tough.
Yeah.
Especially, if you are single and don't have a support system, or even if you do have a support system, it's still tough. So I just know that, if the time ever happened, in this day and age, if it were to happen, of course I would step up to the plate, but
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know if I would ever be ready. I mean, if that's even a thing. Some people feel like they're ready to be a parent, but
Yeah. I think, from my perspective, I don't think you're ever really ready,
yeah,
because I think a lot of people put emphasis on, well, I need to have X amount of money. But there are people who are rich, who are terrible parents. So it's not the money. Your kid doesn't know up until a certain age whether you're well off or you're poor.
right.
All they know is that when it's time to eat, they eat. When it's time to turn on the TV works. The internet, the Wi-Fi work.
The lights are off all the time. You're like, damn, why is it always so dark in here?
Right.
Oh, we live in a 24-hour dark zone. It's okay, but it's light outside.
You tell us the rolling blackouts, the rolling blackouts. We've been in the roll for a minute.
Yeah. We got 2 weeks. We got 2 more weeks until we get out the rolling blackout.
Megan said it's the love. Yeah, 100%. It's the love. Like, your child, all they're going to remember is the feeling that they had, right? Like, they're just going to remember how you made them feel. And if you're present and you're attentive and you are engaged with them, like, that's what's super important. But that's something else that adds stress to a relationship, because now you used to be attentive and present and engaged with your significant other. Now you've taken that away, or you split it, and now you're focusing that on a little person, and you have to still make time for the two of you, or both put in effort in that regard. Otherwise you're going to get lost in the shuffle, so. And that's assuming y'all had like an actual relationship before. Like you said, if it was a oops, y'all didn't even have that. Like, you're gonna be like, so you would like want to go out to eat or something? And she'll be like, okay. Because y'all didn't even have that before. So I think it's hard to navigate when feelings are hurt. And if you're not mature enough to have certain conversations as it's ending,
yeah, it's no, it's totally hard to do, but I mean, you gotta have like having kids, I can't imagine having. I just can't. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. And I commend all of the parents out there. You guys deserve it all, like for real, like you guys. And that's why, like, as you said, it's never over at 18. In my opinion, it's never over. Your job is never done. So kudos to you.
Geneva said, but here's the thing, sometimes you can do most things right as a parent and they're still ungrateful. I'm not a gambler.
Yeah, right, Geneva. You are a gambler.
She gambled. Let me see.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with what everyone said. I mean, it's a tough job, especially like 5 kids. Woo, it's a tough job. And then for those that have 6 and 7 and have to deal with different baby mamas, that is crazy.
Let me see.
The A16. Let's call the A16 one. Yeah.
This one?
Yep.
Let me see. Call. You hear ringing?
Yep. How are you?
No for me.
Sorry, I couldn't get to the phone right now.
All right, you can hang up.
We'll call. We'll call
him back. We'll try him back. But no, I commend you guys on all you parents, because it's tough out here, especially nowadays. Inflation, eggs are expensive, milk is expensive.
You said the eggs.
Man, people going crazy over those eggs, huh? I'm glad I got 2 18 pieces in the fridge.
I went and got I got a 12 piece today.
Man, I've had mine for a couple of weeks, so. For actually a few weeks. So
Megan said the last guy I dated. Wait, hold on. Why is it so small? The last guy I dated had 5 kids and 3 baby moms, and we ended it because of that. Yeah, he was trying to make you number 4. He was trying to hook you up for the number 4 plan.
5 kids and 3 BMs.
And I think Megan said he had a newborn that he didn't tell her about. Had like a 7-month-old or something like that he didn't tell her about.
Man, these guys out here be just straight up shooting up the club, man. I don't see how people out here shooting up the club like that.
Reckless. Living recklessly.
It's crazy.
Living recklessly. Because, I mean, even somebody, 3-month-old, she said it was a 3-month-old. Even somebody like Nick Cannon with, how many kids Nick Cannon got? 10, 11, 12, something like that.
He's got 10 or 11.
Yeah, I think he's in the double digits.
Yeah,
and sure. Even somebody with the money that he has, he can't be there all the time.
Elon just had his 13th. He's a billionaire.
Right. And we saw how his little one was acting at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be hell when he get to college.
Yeah. His name is Tesla. Crazy. That's a hard name, though. Actually,
he gonna be giving his teachers hell when he get to school.
Sure.
So, but like I said, that just goes to show you, it's not gonna be the money. You know what I'm saying? The money's not gonna do it. Elon got 13 kids. Like how often do we see him?
Right. At this point, well, yeah, the older one, like one of his kids who's probably like in her mid-teens, she like tweeted, I find out that my dad is having another kid online. so I mean, clearly not enough.
I think the last mother of his child, I feel like I read something that he said something to the effect of, I want to have a child with you, but we're not going to be together, but you will be taken care of for the rest of your life. And she was like, okay.
I mean, if I'm a female,
you get knocked. You let Elon clap.
Yeah, I'm letting Elon clap for sure. For sure, I'm letting Elon clap. He can. I hope he gives me twins too.
Felix said, "Sign me up."
Elon's definitely, for sure. If I was a female and Elon approached me, Bill Gates, hell, Warren Buffett approached me if I was a female. Bezos, I'm throwing it at him if I'm a female. Get me pregnant. For sure. I'm trying to get some of those coins for life. Crazy. That's the. I mean, that's why I like a lot of these women out here that be banging, older dudes, like older dudes with money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't really hate on them. I mean, it's not like. I mean, I guess they're getting something out of it,
right?
Whether it's a bag or a little bit of money here and there, something paid for. Man, pick up your phone.
I told Geneva, I said sometimes women just get tired of paying for stuff. And you meet a dude who says, I know I'm not the cutest, but you'll never have to work again.
Yeah. Never have to work again. Come on, man.
Jay said, bro, that's wild.
Man, don't let me show that one picture. You know what picture I'm talking about, big guy. And that's my guy. That's my guy. Man, let's give him a call. Let's try to give him a call. Let's see if he answers. Call him back? Yeah, let's see if he answers.
Let me call him back. Let me see. There.
It's food. You watch it. This guy.
Sorry, I couldn't get to the phone right now.
No dice.
Bruh. Hey, Jay Blade. Hey, Jay Blade. Oh, okay. He said, like on iPhones, mine does this too. If it's an unknown caller, it'll go straight to voicemail. Like, I got my shit set to that too. So he said he'll call in after he eats.
Okay.
If we're probably sitting right in front of hey, this is what this nigga doing right now. Hey, this is what Jay Blade doing right now. He's sitting in front of his TV with what's those dinner stands? So those dinner stands.
Yeah, the little trays.
Those dinner trays. Eating his food. Probably got some Kool-Aid on the side. That's what he's probably doing right now. This fucking guy.
He said, "This guy."
This guy, man. Come on, man. Do better. But no, so back to the conversation. What's your, you said that red flags. Can you overlook red flags?
Well, I think it's different for men and women, right? And I'm sure Geneva will weigh in here shortly, but I think men will overlook a red flag and weigh it against the payoff. The more attractive the woman is, the more a man is willing to put up with. I feel like that's a general rule.
I agree.
And maybe to an extent that could go for girls too. You know, like if he's a super attractive dude, but he kind of playing you to the left, like will women run after him? Yeah. Now, if he was a ugly and a bum, will she run after him? Nah. He might get blocked. He might get blocked after 10 minutes.
Right.
But if he's the more attractive, the more people will put up with. But I think that there's a line though. Like you can't excuse certain kinds of like disrespect. Like that you can't excuse.
No, I agree. I mean, girls don't really overlook red flag. Well, yeah, as you mentioned,
They see them.
Yeah, they see him. As you mentioned, it depends on how attractive the guy is for the most part. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, whatever. I was going to give Pardo a hard time because she didn't know. But I was going to say 5 kids and 3 BMs is definitely a red flag. But she didn't know. But, yeah, there's different things that I think that are red flags that like women overlook. Mm-hmm. But men, for sure, we overlook red flags all the time. We drive right past them, all gas, no brakes. It doesn't matter. Why? I mean, you know, for a lot of different reasons.
But I also think that there's something to be said for the different, and I mentioned this before on another episode, that men go into a relationship with a different set of expectations than women do, right? Like if a man met a woman and she didn't have a job, didn't have a car, was staying with her parents, but she looked good, those things are red flags. But as a guy, you're like, that's not a deal breaker because you want to be the person that, for lack of a better term, takes her out of that situation. Women, if a woman met a dude with no car, no job,
no chance.
No car, no job, no crib, no chance, right? So
no chance. I don't care what any girl says that's watching this.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. If he tells you that right off the rip, that he has no job, no car, lives with his parents,
but he's attractive.
But he's attractive.
You're not going.
There's no way.
You're not going. You're not going to go pick him up. You're not going to pay for the date just because.
I want someone to say that, yeah, they would be okay with that. Because I don't know any females that would even give that dude a chance.
No. But for guys, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. Because you don't expect for women to come in, or we're not raised to be like, that those are the defining factors of who she is. But I think women are kind of raised to that those are the defining factors. Like, he's not a good option if he doesn't have these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Geneva said, we all can be suckers to help the down and broke, just not that down and broke. We usually go for the emotional broke man.
I don't think that guy has a chance. That girl definitely has a chance. The guy stands no chance.
No chance. None.
Never. If he's upfront and honest, there's no chance. Unless the girl's busted and disgusted. Then he's got a chance.
She's like, how picky can I be? How picky can I be?
Yeah,
really?
If she's busted and disgusted, then he's got a chance. But because she may want a project, she may want to take care. She may want to take care. So then, nah. But if like with the girl that looks good, that has anything remotely going for themselves, no way. Now, if he lived with the rents. I was reading something earlier that said, like, would you be okay with a dude or how old is too old in this day and age? How old is too old to be living with your parents? And a lot of people in the comments were saying, like, in this day and age, in this economy, there are a lot of people who either have their parents move in to help with bills or they move into their parents to save money. Would I ever move back with my parents? Hell no. No way.
No, I could not. I could not. I left home at 17 for college and I ain't been back. Could not. I have been in some terrible places.
Yeah.
But I could not go back home. Me personally, just like how I would have felt about it. I couldn't go. Couldn't go. Geneva says, well, according to you guys, you'll try to hit anything that looks good. Sometimes not even the ones that look good.
Yeah, I mean.
Felix said, stop it. You ain't talking to no broke dude, no job having, etc. Maybe if he's a family friend.
There you go, Felix. Felix being...
We're going to have to make Felix a moderator in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can call us. Geneva said, I did. I married a man with no job and it lasted for 2 years.
No job, no car? No job and no car is crazy.
I don't think he had a car. I think they were sharing her car.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy mental work. That's crazy.
She said no car.
Dang. His thing was thinking then, huh? Geneva. That's the only reason why. Why the hell would you even? Why the hell would you do that?
The universal currency.
Okay, if a person gets laid off, I get it. That's different. But if they either habitually do not have a job or they've been out of work for longer than, we know what that kind of move was. I hope you got a little bit of money or something.
Nope.
Damn it, man. That's crazy. But nah.
He said nah.
Ain't no female doing that. No female's doing that. That's crazy work. But we would easily make a girl our girlfriend. I don't know if I would make a girl my girlfriend if she lived with her parents, didn't have a job, and didn't have a car. I don't know we can go out.
There's a pathway. She has a pathway.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So instead of going this way, I'm sorry, boo-boo, but we're gonna have to go this way.
Geneva said I did, so you can't say women don't.
Man, I guess like 1 in a million. I guess what? Did she marry him with knowing that he didn't have a job in a car, or did he lose his job in a car?
No, she married him knowing that.
Sheesh. Well, then I really have to question your thought process.
Well, she said that she was going through a time in her life where she wanted to fix him. Like she said. And I'm sure Megan could probably attest to that. Kadriana could probably attest to that.
Hold on, sorry to interrupt you. There's women who want to fix men.
Yeah, like they'll find a guy that they subconsciously have like singled out with the express intent of helping to fix something. Whether that is, he could be a great guy if he just has someone in his corner that will help him get a job or make more money or go start seeing a therapist to get rid of, address his depression. Those types of things. Because yes, she's helping him fix things about his life, but it also makes her feel needed.
Gotcha.
Felix said, fix his status.
Yeah, I can't see myself doing that for no female.
Fixing her?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I like someone who has, drive and who has that giddy up and that go get,
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you get down, it's okay to be down some days. It's okay to, feel sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay. It's okay to let it out. But if you're not applying for jobs, you have no go get. You know what I mean? If you're
don't need it. She got you.
No.
He said, no.
Nah, that's a no for me, dog. That's a no for me. That wouldn't last for very long. It wouldn't last for very long. Now, if she got laid off, that's different. But I would never go into a situation seriously with knowing that this person doesn't have a car, a job, and lives with her parents.
Which one out of those three do you feel like you could get past? Because I would say in this day and age, not having a car is probably not that big of a deal. Living with your parents, probably second on the list, but not having a job is probably the biggest red flag, right? But not having a car, there's Uber, Lyft, she still can get around.
I would say my biggest one out of that. Jesus Christ. Man. Yo, hey, women got so much to deal with, yo. Hold on for a second. Women got so much to deal with when it comes. I never realized how much women have to deal with until like the last 10 to 15 years in regards to like dating and social media and guys sending them like unwanted dick pics and things of that nature. Like, I'm like, there's some crazy or weirdo dudes out here, and they're literally thinking that these things that they're saying is going to get this female to like them. It blows my mind. But anyway, I digress. Y'all got a heart out here, but y'all be doing people dirty too. So don't get it twisted. But I forgot where I was going with that.
I wouldn't say that women have it harder than men do. I think that men, outside of
dating wise, men have it harder, but I'm saying women, when it comes to how men come at them, they have it super tough. A lot of dudes be going at girls crazy.
Geneva said, "Don't worry, I pulled a Tanya Harding once I left him. Kidding, but I wanted to."
Geneva kind of scary, yo.
That's why I cook my own food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that, yes. Like the way that some men come at women is hard, is crazy. Crazy.
Like, I've never been a hand grabber in the club.
You've never grabbed a girl hand she walked by?
No.
What about like the little part of the elbow right here?
No. That's just not my thing. That's just not my thing.
I probably haven't done that since like college. But I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it now if I was standing by the bathroom. Because I told Geneva, I said in college, I said we used to either stand by the DJ booth or you stand by the bathroom. Because every girl at some point gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. And
when she goes to the bathroom, you just grab a right here. Say, hey, excuse me, I saw you, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? Oh, my name. And
nah, I'm not doing
with
that.
The baseball gloves on, with the stickers, with the hat. I'm telling you.
That's terrible, bro. That is absolutely terrible. Have you seen that conversation? How much you should, that dude going around asking girls in like Scottsdale and also like Florida, how much do they think a dude should spend on the first date?
Yeah. I seen the couple of the ones that he did in Scottsdale.
Man, this one girl said like $2,000. I said, what?
She was like, yeah, like let's like fly me somewhere. Like, oh, you talking about a vacation?
What? $2,000 on a first date? Man.
And then if you say no, then the girls will say, well, if you broke, just say that.
Yeah, now that's some crazy work. That's what I'm saying.
If you broke, just say that. If you ain't got it, just say that.
In this day and age, you don't even have to take a girl to a nice restaurant to spend a couple $100.
What's the most you ever spent on a date?
On a first date?
Yeah.
I'd probably say under $200 on a first date. Under $200. Because I think personally, and I would like to think that all of these females can attest to this that have gone on the first date with me. I pick pretty good places like for dates that I find that are in our conversations leading up to the date. I try to do a mixture of things that she likes and a mixture of things that I like to do, things that will allow us to have communication, things that will, let me see if she has a competitive side, things of that nature. So it could be a multitude of different things that we have fun doing, but I'm definitely not taking a girl out to a fine dining on a first date for sure. Not a fine dining restaurant, no. I still may spend a couple $100, but not a fine dining. No, I'm not taking a girl to a Maple and Ash on a first date. I'm not taking a girl to a
Mastro's.
Nah. And I'm a two-dater in a like I like to go to dinner and then go somewhere else.
And then activity.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you feel about a sports bar on the first date?
What? Where are we going?
I mean, if y'all like, let's say like Zips, cold beer, cheeseburgers.
I mean, if we're just going to Zips or cold beers and cheeseburger, I'm not gonna lie. If she's got on a sports bra and like some yoga pants, you already won me over. She already won me over. That's my favorite look. Like if she got on like that Nike Combat or Nike Pro top with the Nike Pro leggings, boy, oh my God. Gimme. I just love that athletic. And then if she had a little sports coat and like zipped it halfway up, oh, with a little dad hat. Come on, man. Here's my debit card. What you want? You want some bread? You want some?
He said some bread.
You want some? You want some Brussels sprouts? What do you want? What do you want? Sign me up.
But then, do you feel like you will get to within the next date or two the point where you are going to Mastro's, Maple and Ash?
For sure. If she makes
like
it to
you're
that,
still gonna put in the work.
Yeah. If the first date goes good, for sure she has a nice restaurant in her future. For sure, she does. I don't know how near of a future, but she is.
There's a pathway.
There's a pathway. There's a pathway to it, for sure. You know, there's a pathway to everything.
Right.
Okay. You know, at this day and age, I'm about my dating life, my dating journey. I'm about peace. Bring me some peace. You know, I want good energy, good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't need the arguing. I don't need all that. That's not good energy. If we're gonna argue, let's communicate. Let's talk about it. Then we move past it and we keep it moving. You know, as simple as that. But
if a girl let's say if a woman consistently did not provide you peace, what would be the rationale for overlooking the red flags?
I don't know what you mean.
Like if she consistently brought turmoil to you and you have to overlook that to continue moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like could get you over that hump to continue to moving forward if she's continuously causing you stress?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Yeah, that's a tough question. That's a tough answer. It's yeah, there's only so much stress that you can take to where it's just like, come on, man. But yeah, I can't put up with there's a certain level of stress that I'm willing to put up with. I'm willing to put up with a little. I'm willing to have those conversations. I'm willing to communicate. I'm willing to have those quote unquote seek to understands why someone feels this way. But if that person is not willing to communicate back, you know, and show me that same respect, then, you know, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some women, they say they want a man that knows how to communicate. They want a man that communicates. But once they get a man who communicates, who knows how to effectively communicate, they get put off by it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that video you sent me earlier where the lady was talking about how men can never make women happy.
Oh man, that's a fact, yo. That's a fact. She was right. There's always something. Always something. Like, man, like always something.
For the people that's watching, there's a video that's going around. It's been out for a little bit, where a lady says, basically, men, you can never make women happy, and she, goes off and she shows all of these different scenarios where you might take out the trash, but she's gonna remember that you didn't do the dishes. You might take her to this place for dinner, but she's gonna remember that you didn't take her to this place for dinner. Like it's. And I feel like everything she listed, I was like, damn, that happened to me. Like I can remember back as she's naming the examples, I can remember back and be like, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
She was spot on with her analysis. But do I think that men can make women happy? Yeah, but I think that the superficial things that she was naming are indicative of other issues. And sometimes that's really just all it's about. Like she's getting on your case about not picking up your socks. And it's not that she's really upset about you picking up the socks, it's because of something else, but that's how it's coming out.
Right.
And that, that's all conflict resolution. Like you said, being able to communicate effectively without it turning into an argument.
And that also depends on who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people think when you bring something to their attention, they think that you are the one that is about to cause the argument, which I guess one could say that's narcissistic behavior, I guess.
Victim mentality.
Yeah, maybe. So I think it just really depends on who you're dealing with. But like I said, I'm big on communication. As a man, I can only speak for myself. I'm willing to work through a lot of shit if you're willing to talk about it.
Right.
So, just keep it real. Just keep it a bean. I may not like what you have to say, but just talk to me about it. And then, if we decide to do something different, then okay, then we just decide to do something different. It should be an easy conversation if both are willing to be adults.
Right. And that comes with a specific level of maturity too, because you have to be able to say, here's what I did that contributed to that.
Yeah.
And if someone is holding you accountable and they say, hey, you did this, that upset me, you have to be able to realize that and see that, okay, I see how that could make you feel that way. Doesn't mean they're always right, but at least being open-minded enough to hear where that person is coming from.
Right. But it's got to be both ways. So reciprocation, communication, for me, are my two biggest pillars for a relationship. So those are, well, of course, you have the trust and the love, blah, blah, but those two. Thank you, Geneva. There you go. I'm starting to get a compliment like every other episode from you. Like we're warming up. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Of course, they are key, but these are old. These are super old. I got these a long time ago, but I got a ton of pairs, so that's why I switch them up every week. I got to stay fresh. And then I got the Jay-Z Biggie, old school. Anyway, so I think I was talking to a homegirl friend of mine about like dating and stuff like that, and she was asking me, is it tough out here? And I was like, it's super tough. Like sometimes girls make it hard to like them. sometimes you meet a girl and you think you're good, and then all of a sudden she ghosts you. Sometimes, you like this girl, you take them out and, have a good time, and it goes great. But then, it's just so many things is just going on.
Then she post you in Are We Dating the Same Guy group?
Yeah, which is crazy.
Girls say, I went out with him 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's man, that's wild. And that group is still wild to me. That group is still wild to me. I need an end on that group. Well, I do have.
I'm sure you got some ends.
Yeah, I got some ends. I actually do got some ends. I do got some ends. I'm gonna need y'all to help my boy out. Need y'all to help me out. Help me. I mean, I know I'm not on there. It's been proved from one of my ends that I've never been on there. So
it's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed. So I'm good there. I'm not worried about that. Definitely not worried about that. Yeah, but dating stuff, dating stuff. I don't worry about how much I'm going to spend on a first date.
What's your biggest concern going into a first date? Is it just
conversation?
How we're going to mesh?
Yeah, I think conversation is the biggest key. I like to see if the girl can hold a conversation. Again, I like to see if she is reciprocating the things that I'm asking her. If I'm like asking her questions, is she asking me like, so how about you? Like, where are you from? I'm from St. Louis. Where are you from? Like, like it should be, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Oh, I have a sister. How many do you have? Oh, I have this and this and that. But if it's just me,
he said maybe one day you'll make the group post.
I don't ever want to be in that group post. I'll never be on there. So it's got to be reciprocal. If the conversation is flowing like a tennis match, it's like a dance. I'm the leader. She's following me in the dance. If she is not following me in the dance and if she's going one way, I'm going the other, then I know that we're probably not going to go on a second date, most likely. Yeah, but I've had some good first dates where still never heard from the girl. So I guess maybe it wasn't a good first date.
It's like I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Geneva said manners are important.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to see how she carries herself.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, all you've had is some pictures, her social media, but you can't see how somebody acts and carries themselves to an extent from that. So, I think we put a lot of pressure on first dates.
I agree.
But I think it also depends on the buildup too. Like if the buildup is super crazy, come that day, it's gonna be a lot of pressure. If the buildup has just been kind of moderate and you just, hey, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. Me too. And y'all hang out and it's great. It's because there was very little pressure.
Right.
Very little pressure. And I feel like the best dates are where you go and you don't feel any pressure. Like there's zero.
I mean, that's tough to have no pressure.
But that's what I said. It depends on the lead up. Like, what's the conversation been like leading up to the date? Especially if it's been some nasty talking going on. That's that adds another element of pressure.
Yeah, that definitely adds the pressure. For sure. I mean, if you know you're about to crack, then, or you think you know you're about to crack, then
You're like, I just can't mess up between now and then.
yep.
I just can't mess it up between now and then. That's all.
You can't drop the ball, man. Keep your mind on the game. keep your mind on the game. That's it. You got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in. You know, don't change your variation in text or calls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stay locked in. Whatever you've been doing has been working.
That
would be fun though. I can be in somebody's ear. Somebody with no game. I need to go and like one of my boy. Which one of my boys got no game? Let's see. Is it Maddie? Does Maddie have game? Maddie, you got game, Maddie? I don't know if Maddie got game. Let's see. Like Maddie's my one guy. His game doesn't travel. Right? Good looking dude. Game doesn't travel. But I love that guy. He's a killer, but his game doesn't travel. And when I say his game doesn't travel, as in he moved here not too long ago,
mm-hmm.
and so it's easy to get the back home than it is to get the Scottsdale is a different
game.
beast.
You got to change your game.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to change the tactics.
Sure.
These are not Midwest women who value certain things. It's different.
It's different. So Maddie, I love you, my guy. He's got game. I'm just kidding. He's got game. But who else? Does Jeremy have game? I don't know if Jeremy's got game. Nah. I don't know. I love to be in somebody's ear and be like, go do this, and we'll see if it works.
Say this.
Yeah. Say this.
That's a good idea for a TV show. We help somebody on the first date. Have some girls they talking to the girl on the first date. Yeah, Jojo said, just logging on. What did I miss?
Her pass about to get revoked. She was late.
Quite a bit, Jojo. You missed quite a bit. You're gonna have to watch it back.
I know, we're almost done.
Do you feel like you have game?
Do I feel like I have game?
Do you feel like you have game?
That's a great question. I don't necessarily think that I have game. I think that I've got charisma that translate to being able to pull, I guess.
Right.
I think when I hear game, I think of like if a person was to ask me if I have game, or well, you did ask me, but if you said that dude has game to me, in my opinion, is you are trying, not necessarily lines, but you're trying to be a certain way to appeal to pull a female.
Mm-hmm.
With me personally, I'm
you
just
mean like tricking them.
No, it's not really tricking them, but
persuading.
It's an easier way to get in. Felix just see Geneva. I haven't brought it up at all. See. So, and Felix, yes, that helps. But no, for real, like, so I think a game is like, so if you go up to a girl and you are spitting game, you're going about it a way to like manipulate to some degree. For me, like I said, I think that I don't think that I have game because I think that I have charisma to where I feel like my aura and my energies sometimes I don't know. I can't explain it. I didn't. Oh my God, I'm not even that tall. I'm below average tall wise. What if I lied and I was really 5'7"? That'd be funny. Or if I was like a midget. Like this was my body. This was
I'm spinning around in the chair.
I was like this.
His feet swinging as he talking.
No, but game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that I have game. I don't think that I have game. Yeah. I'm very unapologetically me in every interaction. So some girls like it, some girls don't. It is what it is. But like once a female gets to know me and truly gets to know me, like my girlfriends who are strictly my girlfriends, I would like to think that they all love me to death. I mean, they might get mad because I keep it real with them all the time. But I am who I am. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. I agree with that 100% because I would probably say the same. Like I don't think that I do. I don't think I do. But when you exude, when your personality exudes, and you are exhibiting a certain type of energy, it's going to attract people to you.
Right.
And so instead of trying to convince a girl to, let me take you out sometime. Can I please see you? Is, hey, we should hang out sometime. And she's like, what are you doing tomorrow? You in there because she like your energy.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell at that point. You didn't have to convince her to buy it. She was already buying.
And don't get me wrong, Hey, we need to get Felix on here, man. I'm telling you, we need to get Felix on here.
They be feeling my story.
We need to get Felix on here, man. I love that guy.
Felix got game. Plus, he got that Dominican accent. He be hitting them up like Spanish Fly.
Yes, women can definitely have game.
Yeah, for the ones who will make the first move. I think women are probably also good at letting a guy know that she's interested so that he can make the first move.
Facts.
But I think that even that's a skill. And I don't think every woman has that skill.
I agree with that too.
I don't think every woman has that skill. Geneva said, wait, go ahead.
If a woman approaches me, I think she has game.
Even if she approach you and say something corny?
I love that. I think that's sexy. I think anytime a girl approaches me or tries to hit on me first, no matter if she's cute, ugly, or plus size, I find it very, very sexy because the confidence is what I love, that you are able to go up to someone and approach them with no kinds of feelings that this person, you don't know what this person is going to say. To me, I find that confidence very, very sexy, regardless of how you look. Now, if the woman isn't of my liking, of course, I'm going to be cordial and be nice and talk to them and say, thank you, I appreciate you, and then keep it moving. I agree with that too, Geneva. I agree with that too.
Felix said, I'm respectfully shy.
I don't somehow believe
I
that.
don't think anybody in the chat believes that.
I don't really believe that, Felix. Sorry, bro. Like you, my guy, and I got you always, but I don't believe that.
He said, "No."
I don't believe
But to JoJo's point, yes, I do think that women can have game. I would say the environment probably would breed a more aggressive type of woman, like women in Atlanta, where JoJo is. Women in Atlanta are probably more aggressive than women in Scottsdale. I'm assuming just from the environment, I would say, and I'm sure JoJo could probably weigh in on this. Women in Atlanta are probably, and the ratio in Atlanta too is crazy. Like it's
yeah,
10 to, like 10-1 in Atlanta, so they got to be more aggressive. Scottsdale is a little different.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun boys in Atlanta. So of course, yeah, the ratio is crazy, but there's a lot of fun boys in Atlanta, and that's why those women are savages like that, because they got a lot of fun boys there. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot fun boys, a lot of D-Lo boys. They got it's all, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, but you just said they have to be more aggressive there. In Scottsdale, they don't have to be aggressive because it kind of caters to them. In Scottsdale,
shit, they're more selective here.
You believe that?
I mean, well, it depends on the type of female you're going for, I guess. Or I guess it depends on the night. But otherwise, yes, I do believe that. Again, there's some girls that are, they get around or have gotten around, I mean.
Got bodies.
Yeah. There's got, plenty bodies, but I don't know. I'm sure there's women in Atlanta who have plenty bodies too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
JoJo said, I feel like women out here are more bold for sure.
Well, I mean, of course, again, I don't know how the white women are in Atlanta, but it's, of course, a predominantly black city. So I would think that most African-American women are very bold, and especially like when it comes to their black men, they want a black man. Well, I won't say they always do, because we know how that is different sometimes in the South. But yeah, they're probably aggressive going after certain men, I would assume, because like you said, it's 10-1 there, and plus
crazy ratio, crazy.
It might be 10-0.5 there. Because again, there's a lot of fun boys there, so But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And the trunk and the backyard.
I mean, everybody got. I won't say everybody got bodies, but
I mean, at this age.
I mean, if you've lived any little, you got some bodies. It is what it is. I mean, unless you not out here in a porno or a porn industry. I mean, it's like, who really cares nowadays?
Would it matter to you if she had more bodies than you did?
I don't think that's possible. If she did, yeah, it would fucking matter. It would for sure matter. It would for sure matter. It would 100% matter. I don't think anyone's really honest about their body count, though.
But if you said, well, this is where I'm at, and she was like, those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, we wouldn't be. I might see what all the hubbub is about first. And then I might go about my way. But I gotta see what the big deal is. I gotta see what the big deal is. So I mean, hey.
If you heard something about a woman, let's say you met her, but then you heard something from a really good friend of yours about her or a couple people, different things, would you let that stop you from pursuing her, or would you give her the benefit of the doubt and say, well, they might just be hating, I ain't gonna really, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt?
Well, it depends on like what those things were, but then honestly, it happened before me, so I wouldn't care.
On what it was?
Yeah, if it was like she got gangbanged or something like that, then I would literally have to think about that one. But if it was like she had multiple partners, it's before me.
Felix says, smash to be listed, get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, if it's before me, I mean, I can't get mad about something that was before me. I just can't, because we've all had partners. We've all had multiple partners.
Mm-hmm.
We've all done things with other people that,
might regret.
Yeah, you might regret. So, I mean, like, now, is it something that I would potentially think about from time to time? Like whatever I heard, 100%. But I don't think that would stop me from going after said person. Now, if I was in the process of us leading up to potentially dating, if new things came out, not new things, anything that happened before us I don't care about. But like if she's honest with me, like I'm not tripping. Especially if it's a cool ass chick.
But you're never gonna have the thought that she cool. I've heard these things, but if we get in a relationship, her reputation is now my reputation.
Yeah, I mean, but if you like someone, I mean, you got to like them for the now, like not for the then.
So you don't think reputation is important?
Oh, it's super important, but they're not in the relationship. Like, again, I can only speak for myself because, like I said a few episodes ago, I'm very, very unconditional when it comes to certain people. So, like, if I like this girl, and regardless of her reputation of being a hoe previously, so on and so forth, then that's her reputation. Just because she was known as a hoe or someone that slept around and we get together, that doesn't necessarily make me a hoe because we're together, especially if people know my reputation or so on and so forth, which I don't have one. But everything that happened before me is what happened like before me. Now, if one of her girlfriends came to her and said, oh, KP, my girlfriend smashed him a year ago. And if she gets mad at me, then I would have a problem, because she's not giving me that same energy that I'm giving her. I'm giving her that grace. What happened before we got together happened before we got together. I need that same grace back.
I agree and I differ.
Okay.
Felix said you bugging. I agree and I differ. I agree that with certain things, now that we're in a relationship, probably doesn't matter. But I think that the reputation of the person that you attach yourself to is important, because if you're in a small, like for instance, let's say, like Scottsdale, as big as it is, it's actually small, right?
Yeah, for
sure. You're in a Scottsdale or in Atlanta or somewhere like that, where it can actually be a lot smaller than you think. And if you are, like you said, you clean, you have no reputation, attaching yourself to someone who has a less than favorable reputation affects your reputation. That's how I look at it. Now, I'm not saying that it necessarily means that people are going to be like, I'm going to stop talking to Keinon because he got with such and such and she gets around. I'm not saying it's going to be like that. But when you have to introduce this person to your family, when you have to take this person to a work event, when you got to introduce this person to your child, I think reputation matters. And I think if it's someone who has a bad reputation or is known for doing certain things, I'm not talking, it don't even necessarily have to be just sexual. They could be a drug dealer. You could meet a girl and she sell drugs, and everybody know it. Or she got a criminal record, because she she robbed somebody at the Circle K, like, I feel like that affects you. And I don't know if I would personally just wash that away and say, whatever you did before me is before me with certain things. I agree with you when you say, if she used to get around, but we together now.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking about,
like,
if we're bringing in those ancillary things, then yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. But if we're talking about sexual things, whatever happened before me happened before me. Now, if you're talking about how she has a criminal history, yeah, I would. What?
So she was, let's say she was a porn star and she quit and y'all start dating. You don't think that people recognizing her from that affects your reputation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it affects my reputation. I think it more so. I don't necessarily think that it would affect my reputation. I think that it would more so either A, shed a light on like, I don't understand what she's saying.
So Geneva said this would be the same dude stating, give the guy a chance who just ended up doing grand theft 2 years prior. So basically what Geneva is saying is, I advocate for people to say, like, if you see something about somebody's past, that doesn't have to be a deal breaker for that person. Especially when it comes to legal stuff, right? Like, let's say you look him up and he got a felony for, let's just say he got like armed robbery, got a felony. I would say talk to him about what happened, especially if it wasn't no time recent. If it was like 10 years ago, ask him, like, I see you got this on your record. Like, tell me about that. And he says, well, when I was a kid, me and some friends, we robbed a grocery store, and I regretted it. I did some time for it, but I've been different ever since then. I would say okay, give a dude a chance. Now, if it's somebody who says, I got a felony because I robbed the old lady that lived next door to me just because I needed some money, that might be a little bit different. You might be like, I don't want to date somebody with that type of mentality. But I feel like it's worth having a conversation about. Geneva said, but we'll be the same dude who said she should have known better. Nah, she's being facetious. And then because she's saying if it ends badly, then everybody will be like, oh, she should have known better. She shouldn't have dated that guy because he had a criminal record. And that, I don't know. That could be anything. That could be anything. But back to what we were saying. I think you were talking about how you don't feel like if she had that type of past that it would affect your personal reputation.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think so. I think my reputation is my reputation. Granted, you see all the time on like TV, oh, so and so married a drug dealer, but like, yeah, it's your association, but I don't necessarily think that has to be your reputation. I think if you're married to someone, you have two different reputations, and then I also think you have your reputation as a couple. Is that fair to say or no?
Yeah. What's the other one? The single you?
Yeah. So I think you have I think you have three. You as an individual, and then as a couple.
Okay.
The husband has a reputation, the wife has a reputation, and then as a couple, I feel like they have a reputation.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's fair to say.
So.
Yeah, she was, Felix. We're gonna have a conversation in about 5 minutes.
Nice running a little 2-man tonight.
We did. We missed Kadriana, but she had parent-teacher conferences tonight. So obviously, the little ones come first. But
man, she's probably on a date with some old dude or something.
She might have been on a date. Some dude probably was watching the podcast and was like, "Yo,
I'm gonna take you to Nobu in Malibu.
You want to go? I heard they put out the forest fires. Let me take you out."
Yeah.
She said, "Okay, I guess I can blow it off." Felix said, "Fuck is that on your wrist, dude? You talking to me, or you talking to Keinon?" He said, "Is that a scrunchie?"
This? Look like which wrist? I got a hair tie on one.
It's not for him, Felix. It's not for him. He's a Boy Scout. Always be prepared.
Always be prepared. Man, this was a good one.
This was a good one.
Haven't done a 2-man in a while.
Yeah. Months. You want to go ahead and give a couple parting words?
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Jordan, Pardo, Geneva, Felix, for those chiming in, for those that are watching on Facebook, Instagram, those that are listening on Apple, Spotify, so on and so forth. Apple, if you got an Android, I don't know what your thing is called. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe. Jay Blade, thank you so much for trying to call in. We'll try to get it next time.
We officially got our first call in.
Yeah.
We just didn't get connected.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Always, and I just want to reiterate what KP said. Thank you, everybody, for every week taking time out of your night to hang out with us. Y'all may not even like us in person, but y'all hanging out with us virtually, and I appreciate that. Not a huge Jay-Z or Biggie fan, but apparently KP is. So thank you once again to everybody. Geneva, Felix, every week. Pardo, Jay calling in, JoJo just got off work a little bit ago and she made the time to check into the pod. So we appreciate that, putting in that effort. Also, make sure you guys, if you have not watched yet or listened yet, you can listen to us on iHeartRadio. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. All the episodes are up there. This one will be up there by tomorrow. So you guys can all get caught up. You can watch all the episodes. You give us the energy to keep doing it. So thank you guys for checking in. What as Felix said, dude, don't miss another game. I'm feeling good. I ain't gonna miss no more games. I'll be there, Felix. I'll be there. But we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Cabrini Kid podcast. We'll see you guys on the socials. Peace.
Peace.